So one thing I'm asking you to do as part of this week's case study is to find your municipality's equalization ratio and also its coefficient of deviation. And I want to just explain how to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the link here, and what I want you to do is find your county. So as an example, let me go to Hudson County, and the PDF version is fine here. I'm going to click on the PDF. And these are going to look different, and they might be small, and this is a very big spreadsheet. I don't want you to be overwhelmed when you first open it. I'm just going to zoom in here. And what I want to highlight is that Jersey City is number 6 right here. And the equalization ratio is going to be right here for Jersey City. It's the real property ratio. So you see that word ratio of aggregate assessed to aggregate true or market. So true is another word for market value. Okay, so market value is in effect the true value. It's what would someone actually pay for the property. Now remember, the tax base, this is the tax base number, is the sum total of all the taxable properties in the town. So it's your home, it's your neighbor's home, it's the businesses that are subject to property tax, and so on. The 82.91%, this value here, is the 43 billion here divided by the 52 billion here. So on average, the way we would read this is, on average, Jersey City's tax assessed values are 82% of the market values. And this is arrived at by taking the assessed value of tax base divided by the market value of tax base. This is the equalization ratio. It's a very important metric published every year, and I just want you to know how to find it within these public documents. Now, let's look at how we find the coefficient of deviation. It's a very similar exercise. We're going to click on the link, and it's going to go straight to this document. You'll see coefficients of deviation, and I'm going to do a Control F, look for Jersey City, and I'll go straight down here. I'll just zoom in. Now, this is, again, a kind of a difficult document to read because it can be overwhelming at first, but I do not want you to, we're not going to do a deep dive into this. We're taking just 1 week to look at this topic. What I think is important is I want you to compare the number that you see. In Jersey City's instance, it's 18.3. And if it's above 15, okay, if this number that you see is above 15, which of course, in this instance for Jersey City, it is, then that means we have what's called non-uniformity of assessments. Now, non-uniformity basically means that we have some people in the community whose assessed values are very close to their market values, and then we have other people in the community whose assessed values are vastly different from their market values. I'll show you an example of what this means in terms of assessed and market. This is an example of a home, and these are 2 actual homes in Jersey City. One was in downtown and one was in Greenville. The light green value for each home is what the assessed value was in 2017 prior to the revaluation in 2018. The dark green is what the true market value was and what the new assessed value was in 2018 once the revaluation was complete. And what we see here is non-uniformity. We see that the Greenville home had an assessed value of $136,000 and a market value of $470,000. So that's like 1 to 4, right? Like 1 to 4. But the downtown home, we can see a much bigger disconnect. It's 91,000 to 1.1 million. It's more like 1 to 10, right? This is like 10 times as much as the assessed value. So this is what would create this disparity among the homes, is what would create a higher coefficient of deviation. Now, if we come back to this document, you'll see in Jersey City, for instance, Jersey City is starting to see the disparity that we saw in 2017. Okay, we're starting to see that level of difference in terms of assessed to market values. Hoboken, it's not so much. Hoboken, there's more uniformity. Let's look at another example. East Newark Borough is lower. It's far below 15. Woodbury Heights, far below, it's a little bit below 15. So if it's below 15, it's like a green zone, it's okay. If it's above 15, then we're in sort of like a red zone of, hey, we got to check to make sure that people aren't being overtaxed and that assessments are fair. And that's what this document, coefficients of deviation, get at. And it's also what you're going to read about in the New Jersey Assessor's handbook as part of 602 to 609. Okay, keep in touch with questions. Thanks.